by the CPS were catastrophic. David Perry QC, Paul Close, Sir David Calvert-Smith QC, Sir Ken MacDonald QC, Sir Keir Starmer QC, they all failed to bring justice to these families. We challenged and we challenged once we saw the corrupt evidence that so-called experts submitted, going against their own medical practice and research. But the CPS slammed the door shut in our faces, and we were told that we had the right to seek our own remedy, and of course at our cost. The Gosport families were deceived and their relatives have been betrayed. This immoral disaster was perpetuated by a club culture, for even when concerns came to light all those years ago, the officials just protected each other rather than act upon those concerns, even when the shocking fact of death was staring each and every one of them in the face. Our loved ones were killed and our lives destroyed, having to continually fight the establishment and stand up for what we thought was right. I just can't bear to imagine if we had all not continued our plight, because they clearly had no intentions of stopping the killing. The failings of our Home Office, the GMC and the NMC are equally catastrophic. Their decision not to take any action before the public were even aware of these happenings is terrifying. Allowing these doctors and nurses to go on killing patients is beyond shameful. No suspensions were made, no one was struck off of the register, they were just allowed to go on killing. You can make one mistake, but you cannot make hundreds. Even the police investigation in '98, the DOH didn't bother to inform any of the public that lives were at risk if you went into Gosport. This cover-up culture is alive and it is thriving in our government. We have experienced bullying, victimisation, maltreatment, persecution and intimidation just for raising legitimate questions to which we still do not have the answers. Can you imagine that some of us here by the Home Office were put through 4 weeks of multiple inquests which were illegal and most definitely corrupt, and we still had no closure. All the families here today have stood strong and in doing so clearly saved lives, but most importantly we have exposed the corruption in our system. All we want is an honest government and an honest NHS where everyone is treated with respect and dignity, no matter who you are or what your disability. We need an independent body that will be set up to replace the NHS complaints procedure to protect others from suffering as we have. When things go wrong and families or doctors, nurses raise concerns, we need to ensure that those concerns are listened to, are answered swiftly, but most importantly, independently, for the sake of patient safety and also for our mental well-being. What we need now is clearly a law, a clear policy that no administration of drugs that will end life should be administered without a patient or a relative's consent, and we will be moving forward to have that put forward to Parliament. We need something positive to come of this immoral tragedy, and it can only happen with the support of the public and of course our government. We never, all of us, want to hear those words again, a disregard for human life.